July 2024 video horoscopes with me, Lada from AstroladaCom. July is forming up to be a very interesting month, a month of battle between light and darkness, but the light predominates because the month starts with a new moon on Sirius, the most spiritual, powerful star, the brightest star in the sky with energy. The Christed energy is carried there, which with only with good aspects. Then the whole month, Jupiter is passing over the eye of the bull, the luckiest star, according to ancient astrology of Hermes, the star of success and abundance. And Jupiter is the planet of success and abundance. And this happens once in 12 years only. This is the star of Archangel Michael. So we have the energy of the Christ consciousness through the new moon coming to us. It's Sirius is the star of freedom, of being free. That's why a lot of Independence Days happen for different countries around that day. So the energy of freedom and spiritual awakening comes through the new moon, while through Jupiter we have the energy of Archangel Michael coming who fights the dark forces. Simultaneously with that, Uranus and Mars are coming together, and in the middle of the month they join on the critical degree 25 degrees of Taurus, where projected the star Algol, a demonic star, the most inauspicious star. It has like demonic influence there, and it's star of catastrophes and shocks and beheadings and losing one's head. But that's the only negative influence. Or it can also be positive, because through the star Algol you can cut off unwanted things, like the head of Medusa is cut off. You can cut off unwanted things from your life. But there is the gathering of this dark energy. But Jupiter, Archangel Michael, Sirius, the Christed energy of the ascended masters as well, energy of the teachers of humanity, is there to help us. I'm so excited. Let's dive into the 12 signs to describe it through each of the 12 signs. And before that, I want to introduce you to my new 4-hour tutorial that I've recorded for you already. On the first 12 hours, 1,000 ones were sold. So thank you so much for your trust in me. It speaks about each of the 12 signs and the 5 connected themes in the life of your rising sign, in the life of a person according to their rising sun or moon sign. Do you know that every person, every sign has 5 topics in their lives that are connected? For example, do you know that Aquarius people, especially Aquarius rising, their money and financial success very much depends on their social connections and on their friendships, because the ruler of the second house is also the ruler of the 11th house, second house of money with 11th house of friends or social network. That's why very often Aquarius need to social network and can become abundant through that. Or if their friendships are not good, their money is not going to be good. Or, for example, let's take someone else, Taurus rising. Their second house of finances is connected, is the same ruler as the 5th house. So their financial state can really change after having a children, or if they do something creative that they really love. But there's 5 such topics that are interconnected for each sign. For example, why is Scorpio such a battlesome sign? Because the ruler of Scorpio is also the ruler of the 6th house of battles, disputes, arguments, and enemies. Scorpio is the sign that has the most enemies, because the same planet that rules them rules their 6th house of enemies. But because it's Mars, that planet that rules them, they win over their enemies. But it means they have more enemies. So so I would describe you and how to do remedies if one area of your life is not working, for relationships, for your career. Like, for example, for Capricorn, if their career is not working, which is ruled by Libra, Venus, they should focus on the 5th house, which is also ruled by Venus, to raise the vibration of their Venus, and their career will also start flowing. So they might do some fun stuff, creative stuff, or even after having a child, their career can take off. But anyway, if you're interested to take this course, it's $24, 4 hours, and it becomes $39 after the 15th of July. Now let's start. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, July 2024. Aquarius, the month starts with a new moon in Cancer, which is your 6th house. It's happening on the 4th, 5th of July, depends where in the world. And it's a very auspicious new moon because it aligns with the fixed star Sirius. The sun and the moon align with it. And it's the brightest star in the sky for us, which from ancient sources we know is the star of divine help for humanity. It's also the star of the dog, the guardian, the protection, is the star of liberation and freedom. And it's happening in your sixth house of work and responsibilities and duties. Maybe some of you might renew their work, their interest in their work, with something that is more inspiring, spiritually inspiring for them, that feeds their soul in some way, that uplifts them through this energy of Sirius. Or maybe some of you can start doing some work that is socially important to contribute to humanity in some way with higher vibration. Or some of you might be that you're starting a new job even sometime in July, or a new work project of some sort. A sixth house doesn't also rule our responsibilities and duties, but also our health, and especially the health practices that we do. Are you exercising? Are you eating correctly? Are you, do you need any supplements? But especially about eliminating the unhealthy ones. And this very illuminating new moon with Sirius can give you incredible spiritual insight and resolution of a health problem, for example, or you starting to do some activity or exercise or anything else, or new healing protocols that through a divine blessing are giving you resolution to a standing health issue. And Sirius is connected to the energy of Christ and to the energy of Horus and Isis, or Christ and Virgin Mary. So there is dispensation of good ideas or good support for you in areas of work, of health, of exercise, of solving health problems. And the sixth house is house of problems overall in life. So it's the house of litigation. If you're sued or you're suing someone, if you have a conflict with someone, if you have a health problem, if you have a dispute with someone, if someone is attacking you, it's the house of enemies. Well, Sirius there, the dog, the dog star is protecting you, maybe helping you start a new strategy to win over those difficult things in your life, to win over disputes, or to win over health issues. We talked about it, and to illuminate and to start bringing some new direction in such a situation. It's also the house of death. So there can be this new moon energy can help, for example, do something for those in need. Sixth house rules anyone who is in a less favorable position than you. And because Sirius is a very spiritual energy, it can help you through the inspiration of divine forces to help those in need and to help with your own problems, as we talk. But the most important thing for me this month is that Jupiter, the planet of blessings, is passing through the eye of the bull. And that is, according to ancient astrology, that star, or the eye of the bull, the star Alebaran, is the most auspicious star financially, for success in the world, for winning, for luck and financial abundance, the strongest success and wealth star. So Jupiter is transiting there the whole month through your fifth house of good karma from past lifetimes. So you might be rewarded, and Jupiter transits there just once every 12 years. Once every 12 years. You could have some blessings thanks to the good actions you performed in this and previous past lifetime, that you get rewarded now for this. Through abundance or luck or success. And also the fifth house is the house of your creative projects. Do you have your own business that you've grown like a little baby? It can become a source of growth and opportunity for you, a source of harvest of the abundance. Or maybe a new creative idea will come to you where you are able to benefit from it for years ahead. I would advise you, if possible, to start it next month in July. especially after the new moon, which is in your sixth house, which makes you work harder in the sixth house. But we want to start something new on a growing moon. And when Jupiter is the planet that rules money for you, because it rules your second house of money and 11th house of gains and community. So through maybe community and going into your fifth house through some new idea, original creative idea, something that is your own invention, own creation, you can really be inspired and you can start something that is successful. Because I said this star promises success, but after the new moon, so fifth, sixth onwards. Or fifth house is your children as well. If you have children, there can be something really positive happening in the life of one of your children, again, that becomes a source for growth and success even for you. Or a new stage they are going on that is very positive. Fifth house is romantic relationships. They can be this very lucky, positive experience in a romantic relationships, whether you're married or no, whether you're single, you might meet someone with the luckiest, most auspicious star in your fifth house activated by Jupiter, and it's going to be positive. Or you might have this sense of feeling more inspired about life, having great new ideas, having more faith in life overall, and luck as well. It's a lucky house, the fifth house where Jupiter is transiting. You can discover a new hobby or a passion that becomes a source of strength for you, a source of healing, a source of abundance. And this is the star known as Archangel Michael. Well, if you conceive a child, if a child is born, because the fifth house connection during that time, this is a very blessed energy of one of the royal stars in the sky is being activated. It can unlock your abundance, for example. Even a romantic relationship started now can unlock in some way your abundance or good luck, or a new hobby, or on a more simple level, fifth house is the house of having fun, having creative ideas, shining, enjoying yourself. I'm not talking go get blind drunk or something, but you're going to be able to shine more, and it's protection from you. Jupiter is directly looking at your sign Aquarius in a lucky house with a lucky star. There is protection, there is inspiration, there is creativity, there is childlike joy that is more likely, and even enjoying yourself, holidays and such. But especially a creative, something new, creative idea can be very good for you. The whole month, Jupiter is also trining the south node in your ninth house. They're in a closing trine. The south node is something that you've started from the past, maybe in the last few years. And this south node trining Jupiter in the fifth house, that is can bless you a lot with gains and with rewards and success. Can be something that you started in the past, the south node. And this south node is on a star called the harvester, the grape harvester. So it's like a harvesting of some project that you started maybe now, creative project that can also, not just new ones, but already started, that you can see the results of it starting to come. The ninth house where the south node is transiting is also foreign places. It's also connected to foreign travel. And this thing is helped this month with Jupiter trining the south node there. About releasing unbeliefs, and world views and ideas that are no longer serving you. It's going to happen very easily, very gracefully with Jupiter trining the south node there as well. Now, the other important event is that around the middle of the month, 14th, 15th, 16th, Uranus will conjunct Mars in your fourth house. Now, the previous two events, the new moon and Jupiter, were on the most auspicious star in the sky, Aldebaran and Sirius. But this Uranus conjunction is happening right on the most malevolent star in the sky, Algol, Medusa, Gorgona Medusa's head, which is known for stresses, accidents, catastrophes, and such other stuff. but it's also a star of wealth as well. It has another connotation, but I want you to be more careful around the middle of the month. This conjunction is happening squaring your ascendant. Jupiter is protecting you physically, don't worry. But again, for accidents of any sort, if traveling, or if just those 2-3 days, or arguments with family, because Gorgona Medusa lost her head, and this conjunction is happening in your, and it's explosive, Mars, Uranus, it's happening in your 4th house. Be careful around the home, or don't lose your head with your family, or there can be some important developments with family that's a bit surprising, that is a bit stressful in some sorts, or with real estate or with property. But again, it's happening, especially later degrees Aquarians. It's happening at 25 degrees Taurus. So it means if you're 23, 24 to 29 degrees Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this will affect you more strongly. But the Mars Uranus conjunction, the star that is activating the star Algol, is also the star of another star of wealth. So interestingly enough, despite of the more disruptive energy it can have on your inner peace, the 4th house is your emotional stability, inner peace. You can be more activated, flustered, but again, it can bring some financial success through real estate, through property, through anything connected to land as well. So that's a good idea to keep it in mind. But also, our goal is the energy of beheading or cutting one's head off fully. And Uranus and Mars is very cutting energy as well. And the 4th house is the ancestral burden we carry. So unhealthy habits from the family of origin, unhealthy repeating patterns, you can cut them off ruthlessly with the sword, just like Algol's, like Medusa's head was cut off. And Mars is a sharp instrument. That's the energy of it. So you can cut off some toxic, unhealthy energies coming to you from your family, from one of your parents or extended family. There can be this situation there, or just disconnecting and cutting off the head of an old monster connected to family patterns. That one negative, because Algol is a kind of a demonic star. Is it pain or hurt from the past? It can be reactivated, but also eliminated through the conjunction of those 2 planets. And last but not least, there is a full moon on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, around that time in Capricorn, in your 12th house. So that full moon, it might be a good time for you to have a bit of rest. You'd feel emotionally very sensitive and very intuitive. This is the house of intuition, the 12th house. You might have some very powerful dreams, because the full moon is very psychic and it's conjunct Pluto. Even warning dreams or dreams from past loved ones, because Pluto is someone who is in the beyond. Or warning dreams even. Or you might be working through some of your psychological issues through your dreams, like something that is upsetting you. You might dream about it, or some trauma that happened in the past. Oftentimes we dream about the most traumatic things from the past. For some, it's like not being prepared for an exam, but for others, there are a lot more things that emotionally activated them. And these things are going to be purified. The Pluto is conjunct the full moon in your 12th house. There'll be a lot of detoxing of the stuck emotions through your dream world, or through work with the psychology. 12th house is also such kind of a conscious work, not just dream work, with a therapist, with a psychologist, with your own inner introspective illuminations that you have. And it's very much allow you to detox from some unhealthy self-sabotaging behavior, to release some even addiction in some sort, because Pluto is about, destroying something. 12th house is self-sabotaging behaviors and addictions. But there'll be very strong intuition for you there, and also even possibility for traveling abroad with this new moon, full moon, because activates the 12th house of faraway places, or doing some deep research, some deep digging into mystical, psychological topics, some secrets being illuminated and coming to the surface. Some very intimate or private information or developments that you realize about because the moon illuminates it there, this hidden 12th house. So there you go, Aquarius. And one last thing, Saturn is transiting the whole month. I cannot show it here now, but through this part of the sky, that is where it's in the sign of Pisces, in your second house, but it's your Saturn because you're ruled by Saturn, one of the planets that rules you. The other one is Uranus, where I warned you to be a bit more careful, especially in the middle of the month, that you don't lose your head about something, explode, get angry, emotional, some surprises, and to be careful with accidents because Uranus is joined by Mars on a malefic star. But your other ruler, which is the more important because it's a visible planet, Saturn, is transiting through a sacred place in the skies, just like Jupiter is transiting through a sacred place, one of the sacred degrees, the eye of the bull, the new moon with the Sirius, beautiful spiritual star. But the Saturn, the planet that represents you is passing through the waters of the water bearer. And because you're Saturn, usually Saturn will tend to block some influence, but you're Saturn. And it's almost like this month, and even maybe from July and into August, Saturn takes it's starting to move back through it. There is outpouring. The waters of the water bearer is like the outpouring of divine knowledge. And you're swimming in those waters. It's not the divine waters of knowledge of like Prometheus illuminating humanity. So there can be some really important downloads for you. You can be a vessel of knowledge. You can be a vessel of sacred knowledge or insights as well. So yeah, this very, very blessed area of the horoscope of the zodiac, of the constellations that your planet is. That's why I think you're very protected, Aquarius, overall. Jupiter looking at you from a very good star and the planet that rules you on another sacred degree. Thank you so much and hope this was helpful.